So this week's episode of Inuyashiki honestly made me uncomfortable, and based on the fact of this episode I feel like was trying to invoke terror into the viewer, that's a compliment. That's not a diss at the series or this episode. It actually did what I think it wanted to do. And I didn't discover this, but I saw on Reddit, it was the top comment at the time of me recording this. This is the 9th episode out of 11 for this series, and this episode more or less ends in a similar way to what happened on 9/11. And I don't know if that was intentional or not, but nonetheless, it just makes this episode even more like, god damn. This episode was, I think, interesting for one major reason, is something that I like with the series in general. A lot of the stuff that we saw in the earlier episodes keeps coming back into play. Like, I mean, we had everything with our main character and the whole, did he revive a guy or not? And then we had something similar with Hiro last week. But Hiro has actually killed people through screens before. It's not like we're getting introduced to a new mechanic to their bodies. This is stuff we've already seen before. And how he's killing hundreds to thousands of people each day, it's something that we've already seen, just we haven't seen it done to this scale. So even though it feels like it is something new, it doesn't make it feel like, oh, they're just kind of inventing things as they're going on. I felt like the series so far has done a really solid job over these 9 episodes to really build us into what we're currently seeing. And Hiro is absolutely beyond redeemable. He was beyond redeemable the moment that he started walking into people's houses and literally killing people. Like, do you remember the father drowning his son in that bathtub? Like, at that moment, I think everyone can agree. However, what I like what they've done with his character is you can understand where he's coming from in his mind. He lacks empathy. He lacks so many things that makes people good and actually deserve to live. But I like what they've done because in his mind, he honestly doesn't see what he's doing is wrong. He doesn't understand, like, okay, I'm the enemy of Japan. As long as I live, they're gonna come after me. I'll destroy Japan, and then I'll be able to live my life the way I wanted to. I'll be able to take, you know, his girlfriend and the grandmother away and kind of live in Hawaii. But of course, she's not gonna want that. She wants him to be a good person. She tried to do that, and he was going to go with that, and then everything kind of went to shit. And I don't think we're ever going to see them try to redeem his character, but I do think we will see something with him sacrificing himself or something to that nature for her. And I think that would work. If they tried to redeem him without using this girl, his love interest, it would be completely BS, 100%. But if he's doing it for the reason that he wants to save her, I could see him giving up his life in that way, because either he's going to get killed by our main character, or I feel like they're going to sacrifice him for the greater good, but for her in that sense. And I think that would work, especially with what we know about Hiro, how he'll do anything for his loved ones. It's just everyone else he couldn't care less about. And I don't think we're gonna ever see the route. Like, we've never seen a point in this series so far where I feel like they've tried to make us say, oh, he deserves to have a happy-go-lucky life. No, it's, man, this actually would work if he could just live with her, because as long as she's alive, he wouldn't do anything bad. That's why I like the show. They just really went into Hiro a lot, into his mentality, and I like the episode. I thought it was a really good episode. The beginning stuff, the end stuff. There is one issue for me in this episode. Yes, the production was sloppy at times. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is it felt like a lot of these characters, after seeing what Hiro did on the street, weren't acting that normal. In the sense of, like, a lot of them were brushing it off like, oh, haha, he's not gonna kill me. And I can understand that to an extent for a little bit, where he's saying, oh yeah, I'm gonna kill everyone in the town. Of course, people are gonna say like, oh, who the hell is this guy? As you start seeing him mow down people and they don't know how it's happening, the next day after he kills 100 people, a lot of people are still going about their everyday lives. And I know a lot of people would have to, but it just feels like a lot of these people were not taking it seriously enough. Even our main character's daughter and just things like that with the whole cell phone, and it just felt a lot of people, like even his groupie club, like I could understand to an extent some people just finding him just so sexy and they want to just destroy the world with him, but it felt like there's too many people like that on top of just a lot of people not taking this seriously after seeing what happened, especially after that news anchor gets killed on TV. I don't know what they were going for with that. It just felt like it didn't fit this episode. But if I remove that one aspect, I love this episode. But it did stick out like a sore thumb for me. Maybe I'm the only one feeling it, but that's just how I felt with the way society was acting as this massacring was going on. But overall, this was a good episode. I'm really excited to see how this is going to like play out with the ending in episode 10, because our main character has been trying to find Hiro. A lot of people are saying like, why doesn't he stop him? Our main character doesn't understand his full limitations and what he can and cannot do with his body. He has been trying to hear Hiro, but Hiro obviously is not broadcasting his thoughts on the same frequency as the general public, but it definitely feels like he's trying to pursue him and he's doing his best. And I think they're going to meet up with that whole airplane situation, and then we're going to start seeing a fight. I expect next week we're going to have a fight between our main character as well as Hiro, but maybe that'll be episode 11 stuff. But either way, I'm excited to see where they're going to go. Yes, the production wasn't the best in this episode. There was some really good shots. However, there was a lot of sloppy animation at times, but still, I had a blast with this episode for the most part. Really excited to see where we're going to go next week, but let me know your thoughts. What did you think, and how do you think next week is going to go down? Let me know. And before you leave, smack that like button, share your support. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. So until next time, everyone, please take care and have a good one.